Ooh, did I scare you? Hold on. Welcome to another video where I'm just yapping to myself. Hooray! Uh, you can tell from my emotion, I am very happy because, I want to tell you guys about the new story that I'm making, where it's basically just gonna be straight up something that I really, really like. I've been working on the story, and it was the most fun I've ever done. Okay, I'll be honest, spreading this uh, news to you guys, it's really, really fun. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, this story I've been working for probably like a year now. Okay, and this story is basically based on one of my relative favorite animal, which is a bunny. Okay, and I wanted it to be based on Sonic the Hedgehog, sort of, but at the same time I want to yap about the origins of the story. Okay, so before I go and yap about the origins of the story, I want to tell you guys about everything about it before I made the story. Okay, all right. So first of all, before I made Bunny Mayhem, uh, it was originally supposed to be a copycat of Sonic the Hedgehog, but instead of a hedgehog, it's supposed to be a bunny. And this story will basically have the main character to be Isaac with his friend named Ivan, where he will be a half human, half rabbit, while his friend is basically a human with a wings. But after a few months, after making the story and the stages of how I imagine it with different mechanics to make it super super fun. Okay, but after a while, I decided to change it a little bit so that it's a little bit better. Okay, so instead, uh, Isaac is a single person. Okay, he likes to play video games in his home, but one day a random carrot just fell out of his rooftop and landed nearby, and he decided to eat it because he was kind of hungry, and he decided to eat healthy for the first few times now. Okay, and the thing is, that carrot is called a special carrot. Okay, I'll call it probably something like mayhem carrot or something. Okay, but it's just a test, just a temporary name. Okay, you can call it any type of name, but basically there's this thing where there's seven different carrots throughout the story. And fun fact, the original story is that they were able to awaken these carrots that they eaten and become a super sonic form. Okay, but it was later scrapped because it was possibly too boring. One of these characters actually got a remake called Jessica, where she was originally supposed to be a Western bunny with a cowboy hat and an idol to a sheriff in her hometown. But turns out the sheriff was greedy and only likes money. And after that, she decided to join Isaac instead with her trusty toy gun and a lasso. Okay, but it was later changed so that Jessica fit more like a pirate theme character. The main reason why is that I already changed the story so that basically Western Bunny doesn't really exist. The main reason why is because I think it would be a little bit too far to have a gun based type of thing in the story. So I decided to change her to be a pirate based character instead. But she will still basically has all her attacks being the same. She basically has this hook on her arm where she can just toss it forward and then she can grab anybody using that hook. And she also used a flick knock instead of a revolver. Uh, I don't want to get too deep into her move set and everything. I just want to tell you guys about the everything that I'm making. Okay, so basically currently I'm making Bunny Mayhem. I forgot the title. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I've been too focused on making the story. I forgot about the names that I already made myself. But it was basically a character based on my relative called Fanya, but I shouldn't probably call her that. But basically, this character will basically based on my relative, which I will call Fia because that's her Roblox username. Uh, Fia basically works as uh, well. She doesn't really have a job. She basically like live in a carrot island thing that lives in the forest. Uh, Her main origin story is basically like being this queen of all bunnies with super carrots type of thing, with which each carrot basically represents different type of powers. I still haven't think about it much, but let's just say like she's basically the queen of these super carrots, okay? And because of after eating her own super carrots, her hair turned white, and basically every single bunny is basically loyal to her using like that singular carrot. So like let me get to like every character story because like it's really fun to write them down. Now, just a reminder, okay? These characters that I'm making, they are still work in progress. They are not fully as fully story, okay? This might leak some story for like certain characters like Sammy, Miruki, or Sneak, but mainly like the others is still fine, okay? So like let's get into the yapping stuff, okay? Isaac basically I already told you guys about, but let's just go way back before he become a bunny, okay? Okay, so let me just drink this water real quick before I continue. Isaac is a very naughty kid in school, okay? He likes to ride a skateboard around his school and just like have fun, not even focusing on class, and that leads to basically having bad grades. He doesn't live with his parents. He's now in high school living alone, but everything is really shitty for him, okay? He plays video games, he doesn't clean up, he basically like trash the house down and basically have the worst of time of his life. But the thing is, he doesn't even like it being a school person, okay? And he wanted some type of freedom. Now, after like a few months, okay, he still has a friend that take care of him, which is Ivan. But Ivan is now not particularly related to the story now, just a side character that just helps Isaac with his personal life. So basically, Isaac became like a rabbit after eating the carrot. And Ivan discovered this after realizing that the same bunny that he looks is basically Isaac. Now, after like he discovered that, uh, Isaac basically just becomes more reliable to rely to like Ivan, and Ivan decided to like uh, instead of like living with his parents and visiting Isaac for like every single few days or like a week, every single week, Isaac and Ivan will basically live together in the same home. Now, the original story is very fucking stupid, okay? It goes the same way, but it's kind of different, okay? The original story is that Isaac and Ivan is basically related and they basically live together in their own home, living a high school life. But after Isaac accidentally turned into a bunny after a carrot landed on him, they have to stop this guy who's called Mr. Superstar, which is basically this guy that just wants to turn the world into a fun, happy playground where everybody just have fun. But this caused major issue, like no safety place. Okay, basically the whole town turned into a very, very dangerous place. Just like so many springs and basically like robots that just force them to do something, and they basically just like yeah. Now, the story was supposed to be like Isaac being Sonic with his ability of spin dash, drop dash, and basically like spin jump. But it was later changed into like something similar to a platformer type of characters like Cybele or basically like Super Mario 64. Okay, so his main ability is that he can toss carrots, he can punch, and his arm can stretch, his fist can grow, because like he's supposed to be a cartoonish bunny, okay? And basically like his he can only like spin when in midair after he fall down. So basically like when he jumped upward, he won't be able to spin around until he falls down, okay? And one of his ability that has changed actually is that his spin dash ability. The main reason why is because when I watch or like when I play the original Sonic on my phone, the thing is, I think it's supposed to be uh, more like makes sense if only like hedgehogs have the ability to spin dash or drop dash. So instead, uh, Isaac will basically gain the ability to basically like make it so that when he like drop down, he will basically bounce forward or basically like bounce forward slowly. So like imagine like if the person just moves the screen forward like using the thumbs button to move forward, yeah, basically like after that bounce, Isaac will basically move forward. But if it was on this the opposite direction, basically like the joystick basically get pointed into this direction instead, Isaac will basically bounce and basically like stay in that area, but like they don't get accelerated forward, okay? But even better is that if Isaac just get the joystick to get hold down while he fall, Isaac will actually instead just like land perfectly, doesn't bounce, because like certain platforms basically will be annoying if he constantly bounce. So like yeah, but one of Isaac's unique abilities is that I wanted to make it so that he is as cartoonish as possible. So one of his ability when midair is that Isaac will basically just flop his ears while flopping his hand and leg, making a swimming gesture, making it so that he slowly falls down instead. This will be really fun because like if there's like a section of like his game to basically be a part where he just needs to slow down and dodge lasers, he basically need to use this ability to basically like constantly go up and down and slow down, basically falling. So like if the joystick get hold down, he will basically dive down and create this flame effect where he's basically invincible to any type of attack. While when he just get hit with a joystick up, he will basically attempt to just get upward instead of going downward. Okay, so like yeah. For the rest of the cast, Shifty is one of the special character that I cannot really leak right now because he is really special to the story, but also not really. Okay, he's basically like a secret character that is also special to the story. Okay, uh, for like the rest of the character, Gerald the rabbit is basically like uh, this general of Bunny. He was supposed to be like this retired person who will basically turn into a bunny and gain the ability to basically like control an army of bunny so that they can help him to fight in the battle. Now, just for a fact, okay, Gerald was supposed to be like a character that has basically like an elder status of a bunny, but instead he basically become a general that turned into a bunny. Now, for some reasons, he got sent into the forest where Fia was in. But there will be a story about that. For the other character, I don't really have much time to explain. But Miruki will be a part where the north side of the whole story. Sammy will be like somewhere in Asia. Sneak will always also be related to Sammy's story. Let's see. Jessica will be a character that will be related to the sea. Same with Gerald, and so on, so on. There's gonna be like a lot more. There's also going to be Oliver, which is gonna be like a character that is specialized in science and stuff, where he will basically explain the whole story and each character mechanic. So like yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have much time. I will make a part 2 if that's possible, but this is all that I wanted to share with you guys for now. So like yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you guys again.